I want that chair when you are, are gone, or when you can't use it, or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And Pop says, okay. He says, you can have it. Says, this will be your chair. And says, one of them is Philo's, or Virgil's, and the other one is Thelma's. And so that's Papa's chair. So I told Virgil about it after Raymond died. He says, I asked it if he wanted it. He said, no. Says, Papa gave it to Raymond. Says, give it to Kay if she wants it. So I gave it. I asked Kay if she wanted it. Oh, Lord, yes. She says, I'd be glad to have it. So I asked Robin if she wanted my chair. And she said, yes, Granny, I do. I want your chair. And then that over there's Thelma's. She wouldn't have it. She won't have it. She wouldn't have that thing in her house at all.
Well, who made the table? Wasn't that Papa?
I don't know who'll get the table.
No, I said, didn't Papa make that table?
No. It come with all of this stuff.
Mm.
The man that gave it to him made it. It's a homemade deal. Kathy wants that table so bad she don't know what to do, but it's up to Virgil. It'll be up to him to take care of his daddy's things.
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't know about my washing machine and dryer and the big deep freeze because it wouldn't be fair to get. I don't know who would need them.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be best to sell the mower and the deep freeze and dryer and washing machine.
Well, how'd you wash clothes when you were on the trail to from San Home to Vandeart?
Huh?
How did you wash clothes when you were on the trail from San Home, New Mexico to Vandeart? Mm-hmm. Did you have a number 3 wash tub?
I don't remember us washing on that right now. We was on the road 37 days.
You didn't wash once?
I don't remember washing any time.
Mm.
I bet we stunk like bar shorts. Because I don't know if I had clothes enough.
I'm certainly, I would imagine you washed somehow.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Hmm. The Estes, they went ahead and rode ahead of you, didn't they?
They was on the road 27 days.
Hmm.
One of our horses was a young horse, and he give out.
Mm-hmm.
He would try to pull, but he was give out. And so we had to stop and rest. Mr. Estes was so anxious to get home, get where his family was. He had never been away from his family or his wife. He was old. He was an old man.
Really?
Yeah. And he had a grown daughter, and her husband lived in Bard, and he was the I don't know. Anyway, he is over the section crew of the railroad. The railroad comes to Bard.
Okay.
That's
section,
where
section foreman.
Yeah, and that's what he was. And they had 3 children, and then he had 2 old maid daughters at home, and Perry, the boy I went with, and was going with when your granddaddy come out there, and he wanted me to marry him. But I thought I wasn't ready to then. I was too young.
How old were you?
And 16.
You were 16?
Coming 16. That was the spring before I was 16 in August.
Mm.
And he was a wonderful boy.
Who is this?
But he just,
The
Perry was.
Perry Estes?
Yeah, Perry Estes. He was a wonderful guy. He wasn't like, he was more like, he wasn't like Roy, or like Charlie Estes, Dolly's husband. I never did like him, even
Dolly,
when he was a kid.
Dolly married who?
Yeah, Charlie Estes.
Charlie Estes?
That was our children's father.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Viola, his sister and I, and Maudie, that girl that I showed you that died, were, well, we were just together all at school and everything to do. Well, we didn't go to Maudie's much. She had 2 or 3 brothers, and they were good people, but they went to dances and things like that, and didn't go to church or anything. And that didn't make them any worse. They were good. They were good, as far as I know. But we
Yeah.
didn't go. We didn't go there to their house much.
Yeah.
We most always went to Ada's, Maudie's sister and her husband's. They lived then down there in a house about as far as from here to Virgil's, from the big Estes house. They had a big 2-story house. That was a ranch. Their place was a ranch. And this place down there was somebody's, I don't know who, that had lived it out, had homesteaded it, and had moved off and left it, and was renting it out. And that's where Ada and her husband lived. And we was down there a lot. And then Ada's husband got another place, a bigger place, just across the pasture from there. It was about as far as here for just to it.
Yeah.
And so that was Maudie's sister. And I thought a good friend of mine. And when our time was up, when we got our crop gathered up there, well, we moved in this house where Ada and them lived until we got ready to move, to go to, till we went to Arkansas. We was gonna work it, but we went to Arkansas too. And we was living there, and that's what but I found out that she wasn't such a good friend before that. She would leave her husband and go home with us in the wagon to out 3 miles from San home. Stay all night with us when we just had one bed in a room was just big enough for a bed, and then just a little space here. You could make a pallet down on the floor. Well, the table was there, and the stove was there. It wasn't, the whole deal wasn't as big as this. And so I put her pallet right down on the floor. And so Ellie would go home with us and stay all night. A lot of times, but Dolly couldn't go because she had to milk and had to take my place.
Yeah.
When I left. And her and Ray and Ellie would go and stay all night. I'd fix her pallet there. So I never thought, and I wasn't jealous, but I knew she was awful friendly with Charlie. But I wasn't jealous at all because she was my friend. So
She was after Charlie, huh?
after, one time after she left, well, I don't know how come it come. Anyway, he said, she put her hands up on me last night.
Oh, yeah?
He says, that's hard for me to take. He says, I'll admit it is. And then, when we played, after we moved over there, I still trusted him. And so, we played cards. And we'd walk over there at night, across the pasture, and play cards. Most always we went there because he worked for this band that he was, and he was late getting in, and we'd go over there mostly. So she was so friendly with him until one night I put my foot like this across to her leg because I felt like they were playing legs, and sure she screwed down the chair and just put her foot just, she thought it was him, and put her foot just plumb up my leg. So I knew then. And then one day, Perry was going to town, and he stopped and got Charlie to go with him. And he says, Becky says, you go up to Mother's and stay with them while we're gone. So I did. And so when Perry come in, I went home. And when I got home, Charlie was gone. And somehow or another, I knew just as well where he is anything. And sure enough, he did. And he knew that her husband wasn't there. So I didn't go over there. I just stayed home. And then, when we moved, we was loading that morning, and she come over there. We was gonna leave at noon that day and go to Bard. And so Charlie told me, after he got the bed on the scaffold, he said, now you get in there and put this little stuff under the bed. So I put everything, and he had the rub board, and he handed it to me, and I just took my hand out like this and pushed it on there. That was the last thing. And he says, that's the first time he ever yelled that at me. He says, I said put that into there. And I did. But I looked back, and they was hugging and kissing. I didn't say anything about it for a long time. But I couldn't trust him anymore. And then one time, after we moved to Arkansas, we went to dances, and I didn't know anything about dancing. We went to one at when we lived up in the brush. Well, he heard about a dance and had an invitation, and we went. But I didn't know anything about it. But he could dance any kind of step. He was off the world, and he been everywhere and knew everything about the worldly thing. And I didn't, because I was raised not to even go to town, just go to church and back until I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And so one time we had gone to bed, and we heard a gang of singing, and I had gone to sleep. And Charlie woke me up and says, you just well get up, said, wake up, because said, there's going to be a dance somewhere. Says, I hear them coming. Said, so I was, sure enough, they were just singing up a storm. So they come up and called Charlie. Emery did, George Emery. And he says, get up, let's go to the dance. I can still hear him. And Charlie says, where's it going to be? They said, here. He said, we can't have a dance here. Said, we don't have any room. Oh, says, yes, says, I've been in that house, and I know we've had them there before. Says, well, just pick that bed up. The washer, it was just a big room, and the kitchen was there, and the bedroom here, and the opening like that, right there, opening. And we'll pick that bed up and carry it out in the kitchen, and then whenever we get through, we'll carry it back. And so that's what we did. And they had a French family that moved in the community. And so that girl was like your granddaddy. She could dance everything that he could. Well, those Arkansasians didn't know anything about it, and I didn't either. Schottish and poker, all that. He could do it, and she could too. She was a good dancer, and she had a bad reputation. And they made homebrew and sold it all the time. And but we accepted her because, so that night, well, I don't know, it was more than I could take, I guess. But anyway, she kept dancing vulgar. And I knew it was vulgar. They were childish in what they were doing. And so I got mad. It's like, no way. Before I knew it, I went over and grabbed her by the shoulder and whirled her around. I said, if you don't stop that dancing vulgar, she said, I'll throw you out that door and get out there and top hell out of you. I don't know what. I had never said such a word I knew him because I've heard Daddy say him and all like that, and his brothers, but I don't know. That broke up the dance. But you know, your granddaddy never, that was his last dance. After I come to myself, I just figured I'd get a good balling out. But after everybody left, they put the bed back. There wasn't no more dancing. So they put the bed back, and he walked up, put his hands on my shoulders while I was fixing to get. He says, this is my last dance. I'll never go to another one. And we did.
That ended the dancing, huh?
As far as our person concerned, it wasn't good.
Hmm.
I guess he knew that she was after him, and he was after her.
Y'all have a little cabin there in Arkansas? Y'all have a small house?
Yeah, it was just one room, one big room, and the bed was a little kitchen about the size of our kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
But there was just a step down here to that. This room was here, but it didn't have, it was open just like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to keep warm. We didn't have anything to warm by but the cook stove. Didn't have no stove for that room. So we kept our seat in the kitchen all the time. In a box. Didn't have no bed for him in a pasteboard box.
You had a pasteboard box for a bed?
Yeah,
In the
that was
kitchen?
his bed
In the kitchen?
in the kitchen.
Mm.
You know, you could get a red hot fire just in a little bit. You know, those pine knots. Charlie would haul up pine knots, just lay around, and he'd cut out those pine trees and make wood out of them, and they made a good fire.
Those pine knots burn pretty good.
Oh, goodness.
I remember when you had that kerosene stove.
Mm.
I remember when you still had a kerosene stove
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there at the old place.
Well, I still got one of the globes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. It's sitting right
Oh,
here.
that's it.
Yeah.
We had that we used that at Albany
The kerosene stove?
until we used it until we got we bought a second-hand old gas stove, or they gave it to him or something. Anyway, you had to put rocks in the bottom to hold the bottom up or something. Anyway, we made out with it. It was better than using the kerosene stove. But when we come back to Hillcata, we brought it with us.
Put rocks in the bottom of the stove to
Yeah.
balance it?
Hold the bottom down.
Hmm.
I believe that stove was there, and that's all it needed us fix it up like that. We hadn't been there very long until he got it out, and he was working. He got a job on the highway. Started working on the highway.
Now he said that he worked until he paid off the place and then he quit.
Yeah. When he paid off the last debt, he quit.
Hmm. What do you think he was going to do when he got the place paid off? Just sit back?
I just cried and cried and cried. I didn't want to call on the place. I said, you've got such a good job. But he says, I'm tired. He says, I want to go down there. He says, that's what I bought that place for. He says, I want to go back down there and live on it and die there. This'll be my last move.
Famous last words, huh? Was it the last time you moved?
there. That was the last time I moved.
Yeah. No more having to move back out West Texas. Back and forth.
Yeah. Well, I asked him what he was going to do. He said, when we left there, well, you could, they were, people come from West and Abbott and all over there where there was no wood and buy wood from you. Or buy trees and cut them down,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And, but they had got butane and all. They couldn't get the wood or something, I don't know, but anyway, it wasn't like that. And he says, I can cut wood and sell it and make a living for you and me. And Kathy, if she's at home. And so we had Tony and Danny, but he thought Leon would take care of them. Sure enough, it didn't.
How old was Mother when you moved there?
Your mother? When we lived
When you
before,
moved to the old place there? You know, Joellen was born, what, over in,
Joellen was born there in the farmhouse where we moved.
where you moved?
Yeah,
Really? On the
yeah,
old place?
yeah. She was born in that living room right there where we had.
Well, I thought she was born in the house across the road, the old
That's
house.
where, no, that's where they lived
Uh-huh.
at the time Joellen was born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And when, after Joellen got able to get up, I don't believe they lived over there. I don't believe they moved back over there. I think his mother got him a job after she went back.
And she got him a job in Houston, right? Yeah. Did they made what, a crop there while they were staying there?
Huh?
Did they make a crop while Dad was staying there?
No, he just worked for the public. Anywhere he could get a job. He didn't have any plow tools or anything like that. They come out. Granddaddy was living with us. And he had gone to Texas when Nola had Joellen. But Granddaddy just get so mad he lived there all the time John and Nola was going together.
Yeah.
And he would sit out on the porch and listen to them. They'd be back there in that bedroom. Listen to them. Lord, he could hear better than anybody I ever knew. Did, plumb up till he died.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after they would leave, or go to church that night, we'd all go to church, and it was the Pentecostal church, but we went every time the doors was open, and then the next day, well, Granddaddy would tell me what they talked about.
Hmm.
That's the way he used to do Grandmother. Grandmother would get so mad. Miss Johnson, or Aunt Sue, or Aunt Lily, when they lived, Mama's baby brother and her, and his family lived up there in the house. And grandmother just gets, after they'd leave, well, he'd tell grandmother, what did they want to know so-and-so about? And said, well, I didn't tell so-and-so, because I heard y'all talking about it. And that was just, oh, grandmother just gets furious.
He had good ears, huh?
Oh, goodness, yes.
Mm.
And he just hated John. One day he said, he'd go from, when he went to Texas, well, she told me about it, that he would tell her everything that Nola and John talked about. That was before they married. And then after they married, well, he'd go up there and I don't know what it was, or I don't know how it come up or anything. Toxie was telling something that happened. And Granddad said, what do they want to stick over there all the time for? Why do they come every Sunday? Just to eat off of you. He says, why don't they stay at home? And I said, listen, Granddaddy, you never paid a penny. I said, Granddaddy, you know that roast that you ate Sunday? I said, no, John brought that. And I cooked it.
Mm.
He never said another word.
Mm.
No, he never did. Pay a penny.
How long did he stay with y'all?
Lord,
Long time, huh?
stayed with us. The first time he started staying with us was when I was carrying Louise.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the headache. I had 3 babies to take care of. And your granddaddy was up on the Matthew Range, trapping for wolves. And we lived in a 2-room, just 2 rooms, bedroom and a kitchen here. And we just had 2 beds, had them both up in there, and had RC, and Leon slept on one, and Nola and I slept on the other one. And we warmed in the room where Maudie and Leonard lived. That was her. She was an old maid and a freak. I never saw a freak like her, even in shows. Her body, when she was sitting down, she was tall as anybody, or, tall as I was, sitting down. But her little old arm, and she couldn't straighten them out. She had to hold them up. The frog that looked just exactly like a frog arm. And her little legs was the same way. She just waddled around. She was just fat as she could be, but she got around and cooked and got a housework. And so we warmed in there, but with her. Your granddaddy and Leonard hauled wood and cut it up for us to burn in our cook stoves and in the fireplace. It was cold. It was in the winter. It was cold. And so one day, I don't know whether Dale brought Granddaddy by or whether he took him to Bill's in Cleveland. But anyway, Dale and Vivian had been down to Granddaddy's and grandmother's.
Yeah.
Granddaddy packed his suitcase and come back with him. I believe they took him to Katie's and Bill's. And yeah, because I said Dell and Vivian brought him last night and said nothing to do. Must he must come up here. And I said, we told him that you was not able to take care of him and did not have room for him because they just had. So she just got 2 beds, and this says there's not room for you. Says you just stay here. Says we'll take you to see her, and then you can come back. He said no. Says I'm able to wait on myself, and she said, well, when he was there, says he did. That she brought a bucket in. He got a bucket. Bill got him a bucket to use at night. And he had prostate gland trouble. And finally had to be operated on for it. And so she said he did. Said he took his own medicine. He had medicine to take. And he took it. And they brought him over there that evening. And he stayed all night. And didn't any of my 3 kids wet the bed. And so I never thought about him wetting the bed. Lord, I got the next morning, my bed was I was so unhappy. And I had to change the sheets, wash them by hand. And so I padded this bed with a quilt, piece of a quilt. And Leon slept at the foot of Noah's in my bed. And R.C. slept with his granddaddy. And then 2 or 3 days, every time we'd go to the table, well, granddaddy would, in the daytime, granddaddy would sit in the fireplace room and talk to Maudie. She was a good talker. Mm-hmm. And so every time he'd come to the table, I'd call him to eat. Well, he'd sit down. He'd say, back and get my medicine. And I would get his medicine. And I had my 3 babies to feed, put their food in their plates, and had to be right there with Nola because she was just beginning to eat by herself, and just had a box in a chair for her to sit on, didn't have a high chair. And at night, well, it was the same way. And I got him, she said, you'll have to give him a bucket to weigh in. But she says, he carries it out. Says, I never have carried out a bucket for him. So, then in 2 or 3 days, he didn't carry out his bucket. He just left it in there. Go in there and use it whenever he had to. And always he sat out at the table. I wouldn't get his medicine because she told me he could. And he was able to do that. I would go ahead and start feeding the babies. And he said, back and get my medicine. So Bill and Katie come 2 or 3 days. She said, we was worried about you. She said, we know you're not able to take care of him. I said, I know I'm not. Because, see, I was getting away along with Louise, and I was so sick, my head hurt me so much. And my kidneys was so bad. See, I had kidney poison, and I like to die, and so did she. The doctor thought she was dead. They wouldn't let me see her until, well, I didn't wake up, and I don't know when I woke up that night sometime, but they didn't let me see her until the next day. And so we went to the, Katie and Bill come. Katie bought me a gallon of milk and a big bowl of butter, and we went in to eat, and we sat down at the table, and I fed the baby, or put the food in there, putting them up. Granddaddy says, he was just sitting there, and Bill was offering his food to him. He says, no, says, Becca, get me my medicine so I can eat. Katie says, she was told him, my goodness alive. Says, you got your own medicine whenever you're at our house. He said, Becky don't mind. Oh, little workhorse. That just made Katie and Bill both so mad they liked her coat. And she says, well, Katie asked me, says, what's all these pads here? Says, I didn't know your children wet the bed, says they didn't when you was at our house. I said, they don't. But I said, Granddaddy just soaked it the first night he was here. And she said, why, he never wets my bed. And I said, and she said, he carries out his bucket. Says, does he carry his bucket? I said, no. She said, I never even see that bucket. Says, he got that bucket out and gone before I start to clean up, make the bed, and clean up the house.
Wonder why Granddad was like that. Seems like Granddad took advantage of you.
I'm telling the truth. I'm not bragging on what I done. Lois said to me, I was telling her about, she asked me why she couldn't get me, and why I hadn't called. I told her, I said, Lord, I says, I've been sick. I says, I just couldn't. I said, I went to Kathy's, and I told her what I'd done. No, I don't think I went to Kathy's then, but I told her that about jerking that box up. I said, why I did it? I said, I never even thought that I wasn't supposed to. I says, all I remember is, I'll just get you out of there. I says, that's been there for 3 or 4 years, and every time I'd walk, there that box was staring me in the face. And I said, I would just get so mad I couldn't hardly see. It just upset me so. I says, it upset me so and disturbed me. And I says, all I remember, I says, I don't know if I got mad or if I just seen it there so much until that was the end. Mm-hmm. And she said, get mad, and she just laughed. She says, I would have liked to have seen you if you was mad. She says, I can't remember of ever seeing you mad as much as long as you lived in the house with us when I was a kid and R.C. was a baby. And when I would see, and you wouldn't get mad at Charlie for going off and leaving you and staying all day down at Cup with Amber and them, and go fishing and never take you. Said, and then when y'all lived up in the pasture, and Lord, she says, I sure would like to see you. Oh yeah, I can get that. So I don't know if I was mad. I still don't know if I was mad or just got fed up.
I think you got fed up.
Kind of like it was about that old girl dancing with your dad, granddaddy, I guess.
Yep. It seemed like you had a couple of feisty old gals after Charlie.
Yeah.
Well, I think you did right.
I guess he did too. He just said, this is my last days, and it was. I don't know how long. Pretty girls appealed to him, and he wanted them. I don't know how long.
Like I said the last night, beauty's just skin deep, Mama. Ugly.
No, some of it wasn't.
Ugly goes clear to the bone.
Beauty's always skin deep, but ugly's too loud.
I did have some BB shells over there on that. I didn't know who they were. Some kid left them here. But I don't know whether I give them to Mike or not. Mike had a BB gun. I don't know whether I gave them to him or not.
Oh, we don't need any.
Sure is pretty today, isn't it?
Huh?
Sure is pretty today.
Isn't it a beautiful day? I'm just sitting here rejoicing. I sure will miss you all. Honey, I have enjoyed y'all so much. But Grandma has gabbed and yabbed, but you're so easy to talk to. It's so good to talk to you. Just forget about everything I say. I ought not to think about those things now. I'm getting too old to think about them.
I know. Well, you know, this is history. I need to know a little bit of history too, Mom. I've got to be able to tell my children some of the hardships you had to endure. And, you know, you were growing up, so that when they'll have a history.
Yeah. My little old children, I don't feel sorry for myself because God took care of me. But I still feel sorry for my children because they had such a hard time. Your granddad, I thank God every day that your granddaddy's prayers was answered. And I thank God every day because he was such a wonderful husband and everything after he became a Christian. And he was such a wonderful man all during your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was. He was just, it was just wonderful. And I praise God and thank him. But he told me 3 different times that he wanted me to marry again. He wasn't going to be here long. I said, why do you think you're going to be here very long? He told me that one morning at the breakfast table. He said, because, he said, I dreamed of Grandma last night. And he says, if any of the family dreams about Grandma, they don't live long. And so, then he told me, one day he said, I want you to marry again. I says, I have told you that if anything happened to you, I wouldn't have any man a living. I said, I live by myself. I says, I just will not. I said, I promise you that. No, he says, I don't want you to promise that. He says, I pray every day that you will marry again. You're too young to live by yourself. So, I just pray that you'll get a man that a Christian, a good Christian man, I believe is what it said.
Mm-hmm.
One that will be good to you and not work you like a mule, like I have, like you've had to work ever since we've been married in raising our children. He seen how it had been, and he stopped as much of that as he could after he became a Christian. On Sunday, before he was killed, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't know what day it was, but it had come a rain, and we was both standing out on the front porch and watching the goats. The goats was all down at the bottom, and so many little ones. It was just a beautiful sight. And we was talking about how pretty the sight was. And he says, I want you to, no, says, if you will get Mr. Bailey, said, no, get Mr. Bailey to have his hands to come and clean out that bar ditch out there. It's filled up, and that's why the gravel is washing down in the garden. And he said, it'll ruin your garden. And he says, have him to get him to go down, have him to go down there and cut a ditch about 10 or 12 foot from the garden fence, so that will catch the rest of the gravel that goes down there, and you'll not have gravel in your garden. I said, why don't you do that? You're working for him. He says, I won't have time. Turn around and walk back in the house.
You won't have time.
Yeah. Well, Papa knew he was going.
Yeah?
He told me that morning when he was, before he took that spell,
Yeah.
had that stroke or whatever it was. He said, Mama, come here. I want to talk to you. He slept till 10, or didn't get up till about 9 o'clock that morning, and dressed himself for the first time in, I don't know when. I had to have him dress and undress, and I had to give him a shower, and he had to walk with his walker. He hadn't been outside in I don't know when, but he walked in the house here with his walker, and Nettie, his sister, he wrote to her, or had Virgil to call her or something. No, he had me to call her, and he talked to her, and he told her he wanted her to come to see him, and so she called and said, I wrote a letter and said her and Ed and Lowell would be here a certain day, about 9 or 10 o'clock. So I got eased out of the bed and got up and went in there, and I had green beans I was going to cook and fresh potatoes in them. I had my chicken laid out. I was going to fix shake and bake chicken. And so I got all that done. And I heard something, and I looked around, and there he stood, there by the icebox. fully dressed, no walker. I run to him, put my arms around him. I said, "Oh, honey, you're so much better. You're walking. You've dressed yourself, and you're walking without the walker." And he just laughed or grinned and come on over and sat down. And I said, it's so late. What do you want for breakfast? He said, "I don't want anything but a cup of hot cocoa." So I fixed it, and I hadn't anything, so I poured my coffee. And we sat there and drank the cocoa and the coffee, and we got through. We got through, and I picked up our cups and went over to the sink and was washing them. And he says, "Mama, come here. I want to talk to you."
Mm-hmm.
So I turned around and, well, I think he was slightly holding his hands out like this. And I dried my hand, went over there, took him by the hands. He says, "I won't be here long." I remember what he said just as well. He said, I said, "Honey, you're so much better this morning." He said, "No." He says, "I won't be here long." He says, "I'm going soon." He says, "I don't know why, where, or how." But he says, "I won't be here long." And so he said, and he just turned my hands loose and just dropped and went doing like that, and his head just a shaking. And I heard something, and I looked, and there, Eddie. No, I tried to call Virgil. I couldn't get him. So I called R.C. And I put my arms back around Papa. And I was holding him with one hand. And I run, and I looked out the window. And there was Eddie and them had drove up. You know, I left Papa sitting there in that chair. And I ran out there and I hollered at him. I says, "Go just as quick as you can and get Virgil. Tell Virgil to come. Something wrong with his daddy." And I whirled around and come back in the house. And Papa's just sitting there. And I put my arms around him. And Virgil drove up. Just ahead of R.C. drove up right behind him. And so Virgil just looked at his daddy dial for the ambulance.
Well, I guess both of them had premonitions that,
Yeah.
you know, it was time.
Both of them were good Christians.
Yeah, that's true. Papa was.
Yeah. Oh, your granddaddy worshipped you. I was going, let me see, I don't know where I was going. I don't know where Tony and Danny was. I know you was. Oh, you was a lot.
I think R.C. was up there too. They kept on teasing me about being a nigger boy down there along the fence row.
Yeah.
Waiting to whip me or something.
Yeah.
I can't recall.
Yeah. I imagine they had come down from Breckenridge. They come one time, and your granddaddy was used to, when there was bees, when we first come down there, well, he was a bee hunting every time, whenever he thought the weather was right or something, or the time of the year was right. Well, he was always out of bee hunting, and he could handle them then. And he found a tree across, you know where that creek was over there?
Mm-hmm.
Branch that run down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, across, before you get to it, well, there was a great big tree, and there was bees in it. And he says, I'm going to save them till RC comes and helps me. So they went over there, afoot, and took the chop axe to cut a hole or something. Anyway, he come to the house, and his face was just as red as fire, and his sweat was just pouring down. It was hot. And he says, Sis, get in the car and come quick. Says, the bee stung RC, and says he's out. Says, I can't bring him to. And we just jumped in the car, we went over there, and we picked him up and carried him and put him in the car and took him back home. And we had ice in them. We had an ice box and had ice in it, and she had me go get some ice and pan and I dragged, and we brought it out there and laid him down on the porch and just kept his face, washed his face all the time. And so the doctor told him to never bother me, have to be his skin. So, and then your daddy they stung him, and he couldn't work with them anymore. And then Papa was a bee man. He used to have bees and sold honey.
Mm-hmm.
He had 12 beehives, I believe. Anyway, he was in it when they lived on the range down there, where he raised his kids on that range.
Yeah.
And he, one day they was all going to town, and they'd been feeding the stock calf corn stalks or cane, and what was bottle of feed, and the stock wouldn't. Just so much of that stalk they didn't eat.
Mm-hmm.
And they was all going to town but Raymond. And so Raymond never thought about the bees. And he went out there and raked that stuff up and set it afire. And smoke will kill bees.
Yeah.
And he smoked them bees out, killed nearly every one of them. Papa says, I didn't whip him. But say he's too big to whip, but he said, well, I never thought about it. I never thought about the bees. So he said, I went out of business. Says I never did try to go back in business anymore. Just had a few.
Yeah.
And so then after we moved over here, he decided he wanted bees again. So we was getting and if RC and them seen them bee high where they'd swarm.
Yeah. Big swarm.
Well, they'd go tell him, and he'd go get them.
Yeah.
So Sis come and told us that there was a big swarm right out there at their fence. There was a tree there, then a peach tree, I believe. Anyway, it was on. They was this great
Yeah, a big old ball. Yeah.
there, and he went over. Ernest had just come in from work, and he hadn't changed clothes, and he went over there, and he didn't put on anything. They never had to hurt him. If they stung him, it didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
And he went out there and on that, and directly he come back. We were sitting out there on that back porch before they screened it in then. And he just fell on the porch. And I said, my goodness, what's wrong? She says, the bees, look at them there. They stung him. Said, get a wash rag quick. And so we did it. And he was so bad till Sister I'm going to call. Says we got to take him to the. Archie said we got to take him to the doctor, and we put him in the back of the seat of the car, and he was out like a light. And I says, son, I says, Ernest is dying. I says, can't you drive any faster? He said, Mother, I'm going 90. Got up there, and Dr. Grant and Dr. Bowie was in witness in, and they told me, says, has he got any children? And I said, yes. He said, well, call him, because, says, I don't think he'll live till morning. And so I called his kids, and they all come piled in. They stayed until he come to about, I don't know, 2, 3 o'clock, he come to. And Virgil left, and Philo, and Mike, and then Thelma says, I believe their car, or Audie was in the car, so anyway, she got a friend to bring her.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, Becky, if you'll go home, she says, I'll stay with Daddy. I says, you can stay with Daddy if you want to. But I said, I am going to stay. And so she kept on. She said, I'm not going to stay if you stay. And I said, well, that's all right. That's up to you. Because it's I'm going to stay. I'm not leaving. So she went on back home. But they told him to not never bother with bees anymore. He never did. We had bees, but I wasn't afraid of them. But I did fix me a hat.
I don't know, why didn't they wear netting, Mama?
Huh?
Why didn't they wear some kind of a netting over
They didn't. But I made me one. I took an old straw hat of hers and got me some screen wire and some ducking and sewed that screen wire onto that piece of ducking and put that piece of ducking on the top of that and just let the screen wire hang way down here. Mm-hmm. And I got me put me some gloves on, or a long sleeve shirt, and then put my gloves on.
Yeah.
And I robbed those suckers.
Yeah.
Ernest was scared to death every time I did it. But I did it. I loved it. I loved to work with them.
Well, they got this Africanized bee that's moving its way into Texas now. They're making those domestic bees just as wild as they can be, Mama. Just as wild.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult.
But you can't beat that, honey.
No.
Oh. No wonder Papa and I both was so fat. He got so fat. His sister said, I've never seen Ernest that fat. But we were happy, and we both ate. We didn't fuss and fight. The only stake in the grass was his daughter when she come, and all of them come.
Yeah, Thelma? Yeah. You had told me about that before.
She's real nice to me now. She sent me a poem that was just beautiful. And I went in there and bowed my head down by Papa's picture. And I said, oh, Papa, why couldn't she have been like this? Something other about lasting friends, love, something. Anyway, that's the first time that she ever said a kind word. Most always she ignored me. And I said, why couldn't she have done that all the time you was living? And so when Philo come one day, well, I showed it to her. And she said just exactly what I did. She said, now why couldn't she have been like that all the time y'all were married? I said, that's just exactly what I said.
Mm.
But the last time, I don't know. I really yet don't know who she was bawling out so much. Oh, she was mad. She talked until I was so exhausted. That was from, I wasn't able to get around much. It was right after Christmas. The next day after Christmas.
Yeah.
She called me up and Louise was here on Christmas and Tony was here. But she had called me and told me, she says, you and Louise said that y'all be sure, says we'll come and get you, because we want y'all to have Christmas dinner with us. And she said, Robin and Richard is going to be here, and Megan. And so I said, well, Tony's going to be here. I said, we can't. She said, well, bring Tony too. Says, we love him. Says, we'll be glad to have him. So I said, well, what time do you want us to come? Oh, she said, about 12 o'clock. Says, we'll have dinner about 1 or 2. So we went, and we had the best time. So the next day, Thelma called me just as I was sitting down to eat. And she didn't ask how you were getting along or anything. We didn't hear from them any time during Christmas days. And she called me, and I was in the bathroom. She called me Christmas morning, or the day before Christmas. The day before Christmas, I guess it was. Anyway, she called me, and Louise answered. I was in the bathroom, and she says, Thelma called, and I told her you're in the bathroom. And so I called her number. I didn't know what she wanted, but I couldn't get her. So I said, well, I guess she'd gone to Jim's maybe today, gone to be with her children. And so I just figured she'd gone to be with them. So I wasn't worried about them being by themselves, because I just figured maybe she'd changed her mind and gotten good with him and went up there to have Christmas. So the day after Christmas, I just left. I was fixing, Louise and I, was just fixing to eat. And no, Louise had already gone home. I guess Tony took her as he went home that morning or something, because we both went there for dinner. Then we were invited to Sis's for supper. They would have dinner about 4 or 5 o'clock and then have the Christmas. And so we were going there. And Louise stayed all night. And I think Tony took her home then the next morning. Yeah, anyway, I was by myself. And when I said hello, she says, "Where did you go for dinner Sunday?" No, says, "Where did you spend Christmas dinner?" And I said, "We went to Virgil's and Philo's." "We? Who was you? Who was with you?" And I says, "Louise and Tony." I should have told her none of her business, but I didn't. And she started in. Lord have mercy.
People are strange.
Mm-hmm.
They sure are, Mom. Strange people. I don't understand them.
Anyway, I said that's the last time, old girl. After she hung up, I was so exhausted. I said, "If you want them to know that," she told me to tell Virgil every word that she said. She told me 3 times. She said, "But be sure, don't you tell him that I told you to tell him. But so sometime when he's up there, just you and him, you tell him everything that I have said." I said, "If you want him to know, you tell him."
Yeah.
And I haven't told him yet.
Yeah. Right.
And then she said, I don't know, she wrote something or other. Oh yeah. And I just sat down and I just said, "Dear Thelma, I want to talk to you as a friend." And I just started out. And she never did answer that letter. Never did. But she wrote to me. In a week or two, she wrote to me, but she never did mention that letter. And then, not long ago, she wrote something other about anyway, something other about I don't know how she put it, but anyway, so and so, all they cared about was if they had their own kids, they didn't care a thing about anybody else being there.
Yeah.
That's just exactly the words she said. I was trying to get it straight.
Yeah.
So I wrote to her. Finally, when I decided, made up my mind I wasn't going to take that anymore, I wrote to her and I told her in a nice way. I said, "It is so nice to have your own children at home, just you and them. We like other people too, but there be so many you can't visit with your own children." I said, "Every child needs a parent." And I said, "Every parent needs their own children, where they can go visit them, and they can come and visit you when you're sick and need them. They can get gifts, and y'all all be together and visit. You need your own children." I didn't hear from her for about 2 weeks. When she wrote, she never said a word about it. But, oh yeah, when she wrote, I still got the letter. She said, "I got a letter." Let me see. "I got a letter from McKella." That's our oldest granddaughter. And she says, we talked to Jim, and we talked to little Lynn. And she said it was so good that little Lynn was so happy because that was her 25th birthday. She was 25 years old that day.
Hmm.
And she says, I've got help. She says, I've got a lady that comes and does my housework. And she sews for me. And she irons just beautiful. And she says, it's hard. It's not easy for me to get somebody that does things just exactly like I want it done. Ha. I don't know if I've done good or... But anyway, she didn't bawl me out. Probably if I'd have done that a long time ago, I wouldn't have had to. It wouldn't have been so bad, and Papa and I wouldn't have suffered so. Well, I did tell her in my letter. I said, when you're sick, I said, every parent needs their children too, because whenever they're sick, they've got somebody that cares, somebody that will come to see you.
Yeah. And
wait on you as much as they can. And of course, she don't have nobody. Personally, this is just between us because they don't tell everybody everything like they do me. But they don't have. Once in a while, Virgil will call them. But not very often, he said. He said, I got a letter from her. Well, I got this letter. I called Virgil. I said, Virgil, did you get a letter from Philo or from Thelma today? He says, I don't know. He says, I just got in from Fort Worth. Says, Robin had her operation this morning. Said, we didn't call you and tell you because we didn't want you to worry about it. We was afraid it'd upset you that close to night. And you'd thought about it all that long. Says, we just, said, Philo, our mate kept the babies while Philo stayed with Robin through the operation. And then I called Kay and told her that she was having the operation and that Philo was going to stay there and keep the babies, and said, and Kay come before I left, and she's going to stay with Philo, and Philo's going to stay and take care of the babies. And I said, well, I got a letter from Thelma today. I didn't know whether you wanted me to read it to you or not. Yeah, I says, you can if you want to. So I read it to him. And he says, well, that's nice. He says, thank you for reading it to me. He says, I don't never call. And says, we never write to them. But says, it's just better this way. He says, we just get along better.
Come on, boys.
They don't have anybody.
What's going on? Yeah.
But it's coming 2 o'clock. Are y'all hungry?
We're about ready to have a little bit of lunch. We're going to think about leaving here shortly.
He said, give it to Dolly. Well, Lordy, Dolly couldn't wear it. I said, she can't wear it. He said, well, she can later on. Said, you're not going to wear it. So after Charlie and I married, now that was how big I was. But there was nobody wear it that year. So when Charlie and I married, I just went in the drawer where it was, got it out. So I said, Mama, I'm taking my dress. And she says, it's too short for you. I said, no, it's not. I said, Charlie said I wasn't going to wear long dresses like you do.
Hmm.
So I took my dress and got the good out of it after all.
Sounded like your aunt was a pretty smart lady.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah, her daddy was well fixed. He got the first car that I ever saw.
Is that right?
Daddy was a blacksmith, and he done all the work for everybody around. Shoed the horses, mules, and he brought some ply tools over there for Daddy to sharpen, and he come in his car, and it was brand new. And he took us kids. Of course, we was all out there looking at it. That's the first one we'd ever seen. We didn't go to town.
This was in San Juan, or where
No,
was
that was at, but we lived on the river.
Down on the, what river, Mama?
On the Red River, I believe.
The Red River?
I believe it was.
Hmm.
And on the Calhoun farm, big
Yeah.
farm.
Yeah.
And he took us riding in that car. And that's the first one we'd ever seen.
Hmm. Was it scary?
Hmm?
Was it scary at first?
No, I wasn't afraid, but Ray was. Ray backed off. He wouldn't ride. But I did.
Ray wouldn't ride?
Mm-mm.
Well, I guess it was noisy and loud and
Yeah, it was different.
yeah.
And he showed us the horn. You mashed it with your hand.
Hmm.
It was just one seated car.
Yeah.
But towards the bottom of him and his wife, but he did have two grown boys too, but they were grown.
Hmm.
Oh, and this woman had, and Laura was right in there too. I had never seen Lori look so shabby. And there was Tommy and Lori and his sister and mother and the girl that had the baby, and her mother and daddy wouldn't let her come home, refused to let her come home when they found out she was pregnant. I don't know all about the deal. Anyway, that was, all of them were there. And Lord looked just as shabby as they did. Their hair didn't look like it ever been combed. And Lori always keeps her hair so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I was just heart sick. And Lori wasn't. Lori was dressed so shabby. Her blue jeans was pretty. Was clean.
Yeah.
And that woman, I'll tell you right now, their hair just didn't. And I sat there a little bit. I excused myself and went in the house, picked up my crochet. They was out on the patio.
Yeah.
Kathy and I was out there getting a little air when they come.
Mm.
I was just stunned. I could just see myself.
I know, and you don't want anybody to walk those same same paths.
No. They're too pretty and too smart, got too good an education. I just hate to see them walk into something like that.
I know, Mama.
But
Yeah, I
like
know.
Kathy said, we can't do a thing in the world about it.
No,
Just pray is all we can do.
that's true.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well,
I don't know what I'll do for their wedding anniversary. I don't want to crochet her a custom. If I crocheted one, I'd want to crochet what I wouldn't want. but somebody else's opinion. And they talk her into doing what they want her to do. I told Kathy I didn't know if which she loved the best. Her home or the people. Tommy or the people. His people. Because Lori tells about how they take on over. And they talked right going to school at Lubbock the first year.
Mm-hmm.
After Kathy and them got up there and made arrangements and everything. And his people talked her out of it. Talked her into going with him. He had got a scholarship over here.
Yeah.
Somewhere. And she stayed just about a half a term and called her mother and wanted to know if she'd come back. And she did. So she wouldn't tell Tommy that she was going to go to Lubbock this year until time to go, because
Yeah.
she was afraid they'd talk her out of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the situation is down there, but I don't know what, I don't want to get her anything. I'm sorry.
She should be smarter than that.
And she told, you see, when she come from school this
Mhm.
year, well, Tommy went and moved her instead of Kathy Buster this time, brought her back, and took her on to her house, to their house.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't bring her to Kathy Buster's. Took her on to their house. Laura said, oh, she says, when we drove up, she called his mother by her name, says, she just come out with her arm, she said, oh, Laura's here, Laura's here, Laura's here. And so she just threw her arms around me. Kathy said, Mother says, that might be it, because she said, I'm just not made like that.
Yeah.
To run and take on over and
Yeah.
Says
Never have.
I says, I just never have to. I know you haven't.
That's right.
So that's what.
I want you to smile, Mama.
Okay.
All right.
Love you.
Thank you, sir.
I love you too.
Give him a hug, honey. Okay, Nady.
Nathan.
Give her a hug, son.
I'm gonna rewind it, okay?
Yeah. Okay, give her a shoogie. Attaboy.